My name is Shareef Clayton. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I'm a musician.
Right.
All right, Shareef Clayton.
Right.
So, how did your music life come into your life? How did that come into your life?
My father was a saxophone player. So I think, and my brother was a musician also. My older brother, he was a saxophone player also. So I think just hearing them probably inspired me. I started off as a drummer, so I played drums for a good amount of time. But then in the 5th grade, I switched over to trumpet. No deep reason. I just got bored of the drums and just just let me try something else. And I just went with that. So when I was younger, my father and I, we would just play duets together. He would practice through the books with me, and just just put me on game a little bit.
Yeah. What was it?
All in fun.
Yeah. What did you learn about because you went from drumming, so I'm assuming that served a purpose for you. And what did the trumpet serve for you? If you could just share, both sides coming from a drummer now, drummer turned trumpeter. What did you learn from the drums, and then what did that serve to you in your life? And then now jumping over to the trumpet, what did that feel that void in you, and what did you learn from that?
Yeah, drums, definitely rhythm. I had a great drum teacher in Miami, Jack Ciano, and he taught me how to read rhythms, and I'm not sure if he taught me how to write it, but he definitely taught me how to read all the rhythms and play everything. So when it came to reading music, I was already ahead because I understood the rhythms. I may not have known the note right away, what note it was, but I already understood the rhythms. Because it's just, I'm thinking like a drummer. Even till this day, I still think like a drummer when I improvise. I play a lot of rhythms, and just by coincidence, a lot of my best friends were drummers. It was crazy. Like my college roommate drummer. My best friend now is a drummer. It's in high school. Andrew Axon, drummer.
Did they pick that up?
Drummers just followed you everywhere.
Did they pick that up when you was playing?
What do you mean?
They're
playing the trumpet.
When you was playing the trumpet, did your drummer friends notice that you would play in a way of the drumming influence?
Oh yeah, they want to start throwing some rhythms out there. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they understand that right away. Absolutely. And just being around it. I didn't take any lessons with my friends or anything. It's like Andrew, for example. The reason I was around him so much because when we were in high school, he lived near me. We lived in a different county from the school, and if I wanted to ride to go back home, I had to hang with him. So
I'm gonna stay by you so I could get home.
He had the car, so that's what's up.
You go home whenever he's ready to go home.
It's either I get a ride with him or I can hop on the bus. So So it's plenty. I mean, I took the bus plenty of times, but whenever I had the opportunity to jump in the car, I'm taking that car.
Sure.
What was it about playing trumpet now? Like you getting knee deep into it. Like what were some lessons that you learned in your life from it? Maybe on a personal scale, like maybe that helped even build more of a foundation, a relationship with your father.
Yeah. On some life stuff.
Yeah. Because as artists,
I would say
you could like this art serves many purposes to us. More than just the surface. It actually gives us it's like another home, another friend to us. And it's providing other things that we didn't think we needed until we took a step back. It was like, oh snap! Like I got closer to certain things with this.
Yeah, I don't even think about it like I'm playing an instrument. I've been doing it so long that I'm so connected to it. I'm like I'm
part of you.
Yeah. Like I was just telling somebody recently, yesterday, that this is the longest I think I've went without performing. Like my last show in front of a live artist was on March 13th, 2020.
Oh wow!
And
Already
And
a
that
year.
was the day.
That's-
Yeah.
Of last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was the day everyone was sent home.
Yeah, it's been a year already. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, cancel. It's like, all right.
Looking at your bank account. All right.
Let me tell you something. It's funny because I was setting up. I was about to go on a tour. The rehearsals for this tour is about to start, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start working out, exercising, no drinking. Pandemic hit. Went to the liquor store. I'm like, let me go get a few bottles. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
might as well enjoy myself a little bit if I'm gonna be home. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh
We'll take
my
advantage of this.
goodness.
They got a 2-for-1. All right.
Yeah, right. You find a deal. That's really what's up.
Oh my goodness.
I guess I can get two. You know.
So how was that for you? That you knew that you were
What,
gonna
being home.
No, you knew you were going on this tour. So musically, now you're home. Did you take the opportunity to? Of course, you're like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna go on tour. But did you? Did it also enhance your artistic side and be like, okay, then I'm gonna start doing this or creating what was that like for you?
Yeah. Yes. It definitely. Like I said, I never had this much time before. So I've been like writing a lot. I've been writing more than anything. Probably I've been playing, obviously.
Yeah.
But this whole writing thing I've been on, like I just finished a writing session just about 15 minutes ago, actually.
Nice.
I've been writing. I've been reading a lot. More on the business stuff. I've always been like into like just business and just financial literacy. So I've been like just educating myself even more, just learning about things, stocks and stuff that I've always been interested in, but I've never really learned. So yeah, so like I think the 2020. At first, I was practicing a few different instruments and doing reading, but I kind of broke it down to just trumpet and writing and reading, and that's kind of what I'm on right now.
Did the pandemic inspire something in you that you probably like held off for a while, but then now you're forced to like look at your music different in a sense, like, you know what, I always wanted to try this, but for whatever reason I was busy doing stuff, and now I guess it's the time for me to take a harder look at that and fuck it, go after it.
Yeah, well, it's definitely on. That's what I'm saying. It's definitely on the writing tip, like writing and producing. It kind of turned into a thing where two people asked me to produce a track for them, and I was just working on their tracks, and then I started calling up different people and like, hey, you want to collaborate on just like writing stuff?
Yeah.
And like last month, I've been collaborating with someone almost every day. And in addition, I've been practicing bass too.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot. I'm playing bass every day now. Electric.
How what is the difference for you when you, I guess, improvising, right? Or you're playing live, and now there's a different aspect of actually writing it and probably writing this music in the sheet without a band behind you, or maybe, Trump is not near you, but you hear it. Like, I want to go like inside your head now. Like, how does the inspiration start for you? Like, how, if you could just describe when it comes, like, what are you hearing, or how do you, the whole process?
Well, it depends. It depends. All right. Before, honestly, probably before like a month or two ago, my whole process was like, I come up with a melody first.
Okay.
I write a melody that I like, a melody that's singable. I may not know the words or anything, or if it's going to be a song for a singer, or I'm gonna play the trumpet, but I want it. Every melody should have some type of vocal quality. I believe in, and then after that, I come up with the bass line. I hear bass notes first, but the reason I write the melody first is because once you have a melody down, and it's a solid melody, you can arrange that however you want. You know, you can put anything. There's so many things to try, like just variations and stuff. It's but after that, then the chords and everything, and that's just that's just for the form of the song. So melody, bass, piano. That's just the form. Now, when it comes to arranging it, then I'll go back and start adding things. Or if I'm hearing things right in the moment, then I'll put that in, because a lot of times I'll write everything in Logic, actually. I'll write everything in Logic first, so I can hear it back. And if I have to bring it to a live band, I'll write out a chart in Finale, and I'll bring it in to the musicians to play. You know, so I'm all about that. But you know, you can create anywhere. You know, if I'm on a train or something, I'm hearing an idea. I just use my phone and record it. I start singing it.
Nice.
You know.
That's great.
And you get on a train, everybody's like, "Oh, this motherfucker again." They think you about to do. Hey, it's showtime.
Right. Well, y'all used to this. Y'all used to it anyway.
Exactly.
You know, I got a love-hate relationship with that stuff, because it's New York. It's going to happen anyway. But I say the hate because the people that do it in the mornings, it's like,
it's rough. Those mornings are rough, bro. You're barely awake, and now you gotta be aware to see if you're gonna get a foot in your fucking face, because they do kicks and all that stuff.
Oh my god!
Yo, at this point, when I see that, I move. I move, or I just gotta keep a tight face. It's you know,
oh my god!
It's cool, you know. It's like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this, but it's a little too close.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want them to hit me right here, you know. That's the biggest thing. Just
are they still out there?
I haven't
with their
seen
masks
them.
on?
I mean, I haven't seen them.
I haven't been on the train.
So. I try to stay away from the trains as much as I can. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've definitely been on the train, but I have not been on it as much as I used to. Yeah.
It's funny how it took a virus to make us realize how dirty the trains are. Like,
we were wearing masks there from the get.
Yeah, we knew it was dirty. So I was like, I'm only going a couple stops. But like, once the virus hit, it's like, nah, this shit is too dirty. I'm not going on that.
Right. That joint is dirty. Everybody knows it's dirty.
Yeah.
COVID's been there from the get.
Yeah. That's
and we weren't wearing masks.
Shareef, I wanted to touch on the relationship with your father, because I know that was something that was very important to you and special to you. And also that when I first saw you, that was something that you shared while you was playing. It was like one of those little breaks right before you was going to go into another song. And you shared something that was so beautiful and heartfelt about, your father embracing this and putting this work ethic on you and being strict on you. And then pretty much like fast forward, like, look at you now. Like, look, this is, I guess, there was a method to the madness, and even when you was teaching me some lessons in the trumpet, you were share certain lessons that he taught you and pass it on down to me. And I just admired that and thought it was so special that you had this connection with your father. I wanted to know how I want to hear from you how great and special was that relationship for you, not only as, being a son and having a father, but also musically, having that backbone too, to like, he comes from that roots of music as well.
First of all, do you have like a transcript of the show?
That was a beautiful. Beautiful performance.
I remembered you playing. I remember that. I mean, I remember just talking to you like afterwards and sharing with you. But I don't know, it just stuck to me. Like once I see, I think you know what it was. Once I see another artist be vulnerable and share something that they didn't have to, like they could easily say, all right, next piece, create this in the basement. I was drunk. All right, 1, 2, 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, but you took the moment
to share something.
You took a moment to share a story and a part of your life. Personal. You're already revealing your music. And then here's you shared like a backbone to something. And I was like, that's art. That's music. That's how you share, and it connected to me. you know.
Yeah,
And yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that's definitely the main thing we had in common that we both love. We could always talk about. It was always music. When I used to be, when I used to play drums, the rule was I had to practice first, and if I didn't practice, I couldn't go outside and play with my friends. But it was strict, but it wasn't strict.
Right.
Like he was joking. He was joking, but he wasn't joking.
Yeah.
You know. So I think after years of doing that, I just internalized that. Like I don't need someone to tell me to practice. I'm going to practice at some point in the day. Like so I definitely have that. I got that from him, and a lot of things. You know, it just with him just playing songs with me, and just life lessons. I mean,
how
like
about your brother?
He was happy when I moved to New York.
Oh,
Yeah, he was really excited for me when I.
that's so nice.
Did he
And-
ever give himself that chance to like maybe go to New York and play and stuff like that, or you was like one of the first?
He definitely. I'm not sure if he was performing. You know, he definitely was in New York for a while because my mother's from New York.
Oh, okay. So
It's
that's how
crazy.
they met.
It's crazy because like where my mother grew up is like 2 blocks away, and I just by coincidence happened to end up in the same neighborhood, in the same cross streets, and the same building number as my mother.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's real crazy actually. Yeah, my brother, he does not play anymore, but he used to play saxophone.
Okay.
Really good, great jazz saxophonist. But he hasn't played in a while. But if he were to pick it up, I'm sure it'd be dope. And one of the cool things, my father, or many cool things, but when I was having some chop issues when I was in high school and in 9th grade, and he was like, "Oh, you need to go study with Mustafa." And I didn't really think too much of it. I was a kid. I was really kind of ignorant, to be honest. I was like Mustafa. So I'm thinking like stupid stuff like Mufasa, Lion King. I'm like really ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of the greatest things. So there's this community center. It actually was not too far from my grandmother's house. It's called the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center. It's in,
okay.
in Liberty
My
City.
tech teacher was there too.
Who's that?
Marshall Davis Jr.
Oh yeah.
You know Marshall Davis Jr. That's right.
Yeah.
She's like, he like, you disrespecting me right now.
Everybody know that time.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
like
That's how I found him through you, actually.
That's like the royal family over there. But he's dope. He's really awesome. Really awesome.
He sure is.
I know him. I know him. I'm not close with him, but we definitely know each other. I'm like, you got to know all of them. I mean, you know, if you went to the Cultural Arts Center, but Melton Mustafa, trumpeter, and he was that teacher for me that just embodied greatness, and I just liked every time he walked in. There was just like a level of seriousness and professionalism, and I just like what he just represented, and he was that teacher for me that just like made me just think like, man, I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do this like for real. So this is the summer of my the sophomore year. Summer of my sophomore year, going into my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
And so I went to that center during that summer, and I just studied with him every day. And by the time I went back to school, everybody was like, "Oh, you sound like a totally different person now."
Now that kind of makes sense with like you teaching, because I remember taking a couple lessons from you, and we had laughs, but you was like, again, do it again, like you was like very strict with the way of like, we're gonna get work done, and we're gonna go at your pace, of course, but I'm gonna keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you.
Oh yeah, we got to. you know, over there at that center, it's like, and there was other teachers there too. So you kind of had to practice over there, because it's like for example, I'll be playing something, and somebody would just be looking at, one of the teachers be looking at me. He just started laughing. And I'm like, what you laughing about? He's like, you sound sorry. It's like he's joking. He's joking because he's funny, but he's serious. You sound horrible, you know.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but I like teachers like that. Just, me personally, I know that's not for everybody, but that just keep it real. It don't got to be mean, but just
honest.
Be honest. Yeah.
Because it really makes you get better, in my opinion. It pushes you past your regular limits. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want nobody just talking to you like that all the time. You know.
How fulfilling was it now to be a teacher? And pass it on to others. Whether was your friends or actual students. Like, now you're in the role of being a father to others, or a guiding light to others. How was that fulfilling for you, and what did you learn through that process too?
It's interesting. I started. Well, I taught a few trumpet lessons in high school, but I really started teaching when I moved to New York a bit at this high school and this elementary school. And honestly, at first, just going into it, I didn't really want to do it. I didn't really love teaching, to be honest with you. Okay. It's just a gig. That's just keep it real. But once I started seeing people improve, and for the ones that really wanted to learn and get better, I like it even more now. Like, it's pretty dope once you see somebody improving, and it's like, and they just wanting to get better. What now? And another thing, even the main reason that I didn't want to teach is because I didn't think I could teach.
Gotcha.
It's not mainly because of financial reasons. I just didn't think I could teach, because I never. There's a lot of stuff that I could do, but I didn't exactly know.
Okay.
I just sit down and practice it. But if you got to teach somebody it, you learn like you're teaching yourself also.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, every time I teach, I get better and better at it. I enjoy it now. Like private students, with the high school students, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's there, whatever, because they're forced to do it or whatever.
Some who are into it, and some who are just like, this is whatever.
Mr. Clayton, I didn't have time to practice. Oh my God.
Excuses.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes with the teacher, you more, depending on the students, sometimes you just more babysitting teachers sometimes.
It's true.
That's so true.
Yep. You get a paycheck to babysit.
Yeah. Either way y'all look at it, 30 more minutes, I'm out of here.
Yeah, go ahead, fuck around. I'm gonna be humming over here in the corner.
Try to tell y'all.
By the way, tell your mama and daddy I'm performing this Friday.
Right. We'll all be at the bar laughing about this.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah. So
what now, how was it you're playing for all these years now, and you traveled the world, and I think it was like a couple years ago, you're playing like these huge stadiums too. Like, how was that for you? Like, playing these clubs, which you will never be too big for, right? Because you're always going to be that guy that play at any type of club, any type of theater. But now you're like at one point touring and playing with a band, and like on, you're playing for thousands and thousands. How was that experience for you, like being on the stadium level now?
Well, I have not done. Actually, I did one stadium. Everything else was arenas.
I'm sorry. Arenas. How is
You know what? That honestly, that was in with Thomas Rhett. I was touring with this artist, this country pop artist named Thomas Rhett, and I got a call for it originally from a trumpeter named Tatum Greenblatt. I think he hit me up first, and he's like, "Oh, there's this touring band, and looking for a trumpet player." Who can play trumpet, double on different instruments, and has stage presence, and who can hype up a crowd. I'm like, shoot, that's right up my alley. Like, I do that on a regular, just walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? That's ain't nothing but some Harlem.
It's showtime.
You know? Yeah, it's showtime. Yeah, so I you know what? I actually auditioned for that.
Oh, wow.
When they asked me to audition, I didn't really know if I wanted to audition because I haven't auditioned for something since I was like, but I was also thinking, I'm like, I never played no arenas before also. Yeah. So, but I'm not, I don't have too much pride to take an audition first of all. It's no.
How was the audition? Like, what do you like? You played a couple notes and then you was like, come on, everybody put your hands together. Like, like, why was
that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I sent I sent a clip of me playing trumpet on I think his song Die Happy Man. I sent a clip of me playing piano, drums, bass, and the hype man stuff. And me and the musical director, David Cook, he told me the reason he had reached out to me is because he contacted 3 of his favorite trumpet players that he knows. I didn't really know him like that. And he told me, he asked them who would be perfect for a gig like this. And in his own words, he told me all of them said my name first.
Wow.
So and it was an awesome that's pretty much how I got that gig. I got that gig because of diversity. It's not because I'm just a trumpet player. I've always liked playing many styles. I mean, it's never just been like, oh, I'm just a jazz guy. Like I like everything. You know what I'm saying? And I like playing different instruments. So it's very natural for me to adapt. And as far as the hype man stuff, definitely sold it because I was like I'm like featured through the entire show.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like it's like not through the entire show, but there's a segment of the show where I'm like I'm featured and I'm like hyping up the band and giving the band hits, like a James Brown type funky way. But the cool thing about that is like is that it's easy. I've been doing that for years on just the smaller stages. I mean, in fact, to be honest, it's easier on a bigger stage. You got your in-ears in, and maybe because you can't see everybody. I mean, I see everybody, but I'm it's like you're in your own world. In a way.
It's like a dream, maybe almost like a dream that where nothing can go wrong. Like in a sense, like because the audience is there by you. So like if whatever you said, they're gonna be like,
yes, in a way. But like I would always I would always make sure, since I was the guy on the mic, I didn't really party because I didn't want to mess up no introductions like when the show starts off, I'm announcing the city, Nashville, it was one night I did slip though. we was in Texas, I believe, and I said Dallas instead of like Austin or something.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think too many people noticed. It was all good.
If it would have been Brooklyn versus the Bronx.
Oh yeah, if you would have said like that, you'd have mad boo. Boo.
They had to shut that down.
Yeah.
Get off stage.
Yeah.
Get off stage. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Funny.
But it honestly, it's a super fun experience doing stuff like that on just playing in front of that. As far as the big shows and venues like that, that is definitely almost the largest amount of people I've performed in front of, and just the biggest show. But honestly, just keeping it real, I have the most fun when I'm playing with my band.
Yeah,
nice.
I really do. I really do. I would take I'll take that over any gig, to be honest with you. I've done it. Like some people call it. I'm like, even if I was making more money doing other joint, I'm like, man, but I get a chance to play my own band. You know what I'm saying? It's just no.
How fulfilling
like
is that for you? Like playing with your band, and also I want to touch on too, like you created an album, which I bought and I enjoy it, and it stays on my iPod. And if you could just touch on how fulfilling it is,
that like?
Just playing with your band and also creating an album. You have an idea, I want to go after it and do it. If you could just take us down that mindset, you creating it, coming up with the idea and the whole process, and just having a whole band behind you.
Shoot, the initial process is like, man, who's gonna pay for all this? Who's gonna pay for all
There's
these
an honest truth coming from an artist. Yep.
That album, when was it released? In 2015. But I think I started working on songs in 2000, maybe 2013, 2012, something around there, around that time somewhere. Basically, I was doing it at that time. Anytime I had enough money, I would go into the studio.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that's pretty much how at first, like for North and I'm trying to remember, but it was something like that. For like the first session, it was like that. After that, I think we started doing it more consistently.
Okay.
So I was just starting to manage my money better.
Yeah.
This is what it was really.
Yeah.
And that was just an amazing experience. Like, there's no feeling like as a writer, like writing, like hearing something you wrote come to life. And the cool thing about live music, it's like it's gonna go to another realm, like something you didn't even see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll write out the bass lines, but I trust in Alex Busby Smith. He's the bass player on the album. I trust in his direction. Norman Edwards. Norman has been in the band since the beginning. I think I started the band I started my band in 2005. Yeah, and we played at this place called the Underscore. It was on the east side, Upper East Side, I think, somewhere around there. And it's just I never forget that show, because I remember I was putting up flyers everywhere, promoting it, sending out the email blast. 3 people showed up. Just doing all that work. I just never forget that. So.
But you still got to do it, right?
Yeah, you still got to do it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I love every moment of it. I played that show like it was like that joint was packed.
Yeah, like it was 500 people. Like it was yeah. I mean, that's the life of artists. Whether it's 1 or 200, at the end of the day, you still got to do what you got to do. You do you're doing this for you. You're really enjoying this.
it is really fun, and just all the experiences playing in a lot of different bands in the whole in New York and Miami, different styles, different bands, all that together put North and South together. It's basically an album that combines stuff I learned in Miami and New York. So yeah, it's my first album. It's stuff I would change about it.
Yeah.
Like what?
But for that album,
he grew from it too as well.
That's
so
true,
yeah, it's from 2015.
So like what?
Yeah, but you know what? For that album, we were not gigging on a regular.
Gotcha.
See,
Okay.
like if I would have preferred to be gigging on a regular. See, it was basically like a studio. It was a studio session.
Gotcha.
Like we all played it. We've been playing it for a long time, but we weren't like touring.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I would do, because like when everybody knows it, like knows it in and out, they take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in acting. I ain't no acting. Ain't my blessing.
Of course. But yeah.
Hey, you show over.
You play 5 instruments. You might as well dive into acting too.
Yeah, it's acting in its own way.
Yeah. No, but you're right. You're absolutely right. When you know it inside and out, you have these moments that you can't describe, that things just take over.
Come and new things come.
I would love it. I thought about getting acting, or more importantly, I actually thought about taking like an improv class. That's what I thought about doing.
Yeah.
But think about acting. It's like I was always a shy kid at school. Like teacher call on me at school and was like, Shareef, you got anything to say? I'm like, nope. I'm just too shy. Too shy. So it's like y'all talking about like saying words in front of people. I could do music, but it's like words. Oh man.
Hey, but you got it in you, brother, because you touched me when you were sharing stories.
Yeah.
And I gotta bring it to life. Yeah.
I want to ask you quickly before we go into this last segment. What keeps you going and what keeps you motivated to do this? Because you've done shows with 3 people in the crowd. You've done arenas. You've done small clubs. You've done albums. Played with other bands. You
have your own band.
You have your own band. Pandemic stripped all that away, but you still kept on finding a way to write. What keeps you motivated to keep on going after this and keeping this passion alive?
I love doing it. It's not work. It's really fun for me. Like there have been gigs that I just turned down, even if the money was right. If it's a little bit too right, then I might have to do it. It's like it's a little too good. I'm like, well, I guess I can do that. But really, I enjoy doing this, and it's cool too, and I love to share with other people. I love the reaction that people like. I'm always reading the audience, I'm feeding off of everybody's energy. It's like, I love to inspire people. I just love doing it. That's my motivation. I love doing it. It's just. That's it. Yeah. That is it. It's nothing deeper than that. I just love it. I love the art form. Like I miss performing right now. Like, it's like I love it. And also, I've been in art schools all my life. Also, shout out to my high school, New World School of Arts. Yeah.
No.
All my life. I've been in art school, so I've been surrounded by actors, dancers, and musicians, artists. My entire life. I think I've been in since I think the 4th grade. I've been in all art schools, so I see I can. I'm totally like an artsy person. Like it was the culture shock, like going from an art school. Then I'm slipping up in my math class, and I gotta go to summer school. That's not,
it's not gonna help you out.
Yep.
Yeah, That was a lifestyle change. Because I was just going to it was like it was a different type of high school,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
It was a little more rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So we're gonna go to the last segment.
We didn't have the thespians and
Yeah, the fun. I can relate.
yeah.
So we're gonna go to our last segment, and it's called Rapid Fire. And the first question is, what?
Hold on. Let me grab a drink real quick.
Yeah, they still got that pandemic sale.
Just one.
You're gonna need a drink for this.
They got that pandemic sale.
Take you in. All right.
So it's whatever comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be this long thing.
Yeah, it's just
I've never done this before.
one word, whatever. So the first question is, what has been your biggest disappointment?
This is not rapid.
That's good improv.
It's not rapid at all.
And it doesn't have to be like something huge. You know?
Yeah, it could be like something you did
I went to
yesterday.
the store and I wanted to get yogurt. Didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what was the biggest disappointment?
Letting go of a girl I was dating I should never let go of.
Oh, okay.
Nice. What single thing would improve the quality of your life if money wasn't an option? So it could be like, yo, a new bed, you know?
I don't know. A bigger TV. How about that?
All right, cool.
What do you consider your greatest achievement?
Sticking with music. I didn't give up. I just kept on doing it.
What is the most important lesson life has taught you?
It's definitely it's the last one. Never giving up. Just fighting it through. Just working it out. If you want something so bad, you just go out there and just like get it. Like I just quick story.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
At all. I totally failed on that rapid question.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
It's fine.
Like I remember I left New York for 11 months. I moved back, had no money. In fact, I bought a one-way ticket to New York. It was only supposed to be a trip that I was going to take. And I just fell in love with the city and everything. So I ended up moving back, and I started trying to do miscellaneous gigs like flyer type jobs and stuff. And then I in Brooklyn working for this handout flies for this locksmith company. And at a certain point, I just realized I didn't want to do it. I just stopped doing it. And I literally just mentally said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make money on music. And straight up, like I was hustling on steel pan. On some real talk. Like I had this friend that was booking all these steel pan gigs, and he would hire me as a trumpet player. And occasionally I would sub out some of his gigs, and I would need a pan player. And I didn't find a pan player. There was a gig I needed a pan player. I couldn't find anyone, so I ended up borrowing a pan from someone. Practiced it the night before, showed up to the gig, and I played steel pan. So for like 2 summers, that's how I paid my rent and everything. All my it wasn't on trumpet. It was all on steel pan. And then eventually I got to a point where I was like, I need to put down the steel pan. I want to focus on trumpet. So I actually sold that steel pan because I felt like if I kept it, I was going to continue in this doing the same thing. You're going to get comfortable. Yeah. And now it's more than 10 years later, I'm like, damn, I wish I had that steel pan. Nah, because it's a beautiful
now you can
instrument.
get it.
Yeah.
Now I can get it. I can get it now, but it's like I was just going out there and hustling. Like I'm telling you, like ever since I moved back, it was just like a gradual climb. The gigs start getting better. went from the lower paying gigs to more higher paying gigs. It was just it just kept on just going up, and just the tours started coming in. Like I think around about I want to say 2011, 2012. I've always been on tour since I've been in New York. I've been on tours, but I'm talking about like touring consistently where I'm making a living.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think around 2011, 2012, that's when I started doing that. And I just been able to manage my money right this time around. And like, I'm getting even better at it, just like money management. Cause it's hard out here as artists. And, we got to learn this business game. That's
Definitely.
No one really teaches no one that, you know, not even college students and stuff like that. Like just financial literacy, especially as a musician, you know, as well. Like, you know, these touring money comes and we're surviving and stuff like that, but it quickly goes. You know what I'm saying? Like
it go like this.
Yeah, definitely. You have to know.
Money goes fast in New York.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. What was something you learned about how did you get good at money management? And I think that's something I want to touch on quickly before we end it, you know, because like you said, I'm still learning about the business. I still want to learn more about it. And of course, there's a saying like, in order to make good deals, you got to learn from your bad deals. So like, what helped you out to get better with money management as an artist and doing this all your life, you know? Something
I've always been good at business. I will say that. According to my mom, I've always been good at saving. Now, the thing is, I was good at saving, but it was always for something that I wanted. Like I was saving to get this suit. You know, I wanted this suit. I need to have this suit. And at the time, it wasn't even that it was just like one of the suits on 125th Street. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, but I was cool with it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's how you wear it. It's how you wear it.
Thank you.
That's how I am. That's how I shop.
Yo,
I was like, I make a $10 suit, make it look like $100 million.
Folks don't know that. You know, folks don't be realizing. I'm like, you paid all that on that. Man, I could have took you somewhere else. You wasting your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot.
It's how you take care of it too. Yeah. Like it's all not the quality's different, whatever. But I'm gonna make sure that you know what I got for $15 is gonna last me for years because I take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. Straight up. But it just just reading different books and just learning how to just save my money after gigs. Don't waste all your money, you know, doing
at the bar.
At the bar or miscellaneous activities.
Yeah.
Unnecessary things.
Being aware of budgeting.
Know what you need.
Yeah.
Budgeting.
What you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Writing things out, you know, the budget and all that. What's that book? I have to text to you. This is a book I read like 2 months ago, but it talks about stocks and talks about the Vanguard, putting your money, talk about index funds, putting your money in there. Another thing that really got me thinking is once I got into Airbnb.
Okay.
Smartest thing I ever did. Hands down. That really changed my whole mindset on like passive income.
Yeah.
Because once I started doing that, like I wouldn't even be there. I wouldn't even be in New York. I'd be somewhere else. And I had it down to a science where it was just a working machine. Yeah. And I had a few joints I was doing. I invested the money in. I'm not doing it now, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a waste of money. But that that really got me more interested in real estate now. Now I'm like reading real estate book. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna take it, but it's something I've always been interested in. I've been talking about it. I'm like, let me just start learning this stuff and see what happens with it. And but that's doing that B&B is probably what kind of got me into. Yeah. And also my brother, he does real estate also.
Okay.
So, just listening to him every now and then, it's like maybe kind of subconsciously planted a seed in my mind.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. The thing is, as artists, we want that passive income. That that way, we can just like focus on our art when gigs and stuff are not.
Definitely.
Because we know what the game is. And not saying, and we can definitely do it without all that. You can just do our art, but you just never know.
Yeah.
Of course. Look what happened,
Yeah. So the more things you have going on, the better you'll be. Like if you the rule is the rule I kind of live by is like, if you're not making money while you're sleeping, then you're kind of doing it wrong. And I guess right now I'm doing it wrong.